Just for now, 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 just for now. It's that time of year. Leave all our hopelessnesses aside.
When talking about the pioneers of modern pop music production, names such as Max Martin and Timbaland are typically the first to come to mind. However, there is one person whose impact, not only in pop, but the entire music industry, has often slipped through the cracks of these discussions. Imogen Heap is an English producer, songwriter, composer, and audio engineer, whose works over the years has garnered massive success. It started in 2005, after being dropped from her label. She self-produced and released Speak for Yourself, an album all about heartbreak and love. This record would come to introduce to the world her sonic signature, played out to the extreme with elastic vocals and elaborate harmonies. Recording the album, after a late-night studio session when her computer died, she turned to a harmonizer and began to mess around with the settings. What came of it, many people now recognize as her magnum opus.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause
Imogen's beautiful vocals lament about sweeping insensitivities, trains and sewing machines, and the pain that comes with losing someone. What's interesting about this a cappella arrangement is how the track slowly unravels itself. I set the vocalist to a 4-note polyphony, so even if I play 10 notes on the keyboard, it will only choose 4 of them. It's quite nicely surprising when it comes back with a strange combination. Because the combination of chords she plays is ever-changing, the resulting track is both machine-like in its presentation, yet also expressively organic and emotional because of her performance. Hide and Seek became a viral sensation after a sync placement for the television show The OC, in which the chorus is played over a dramatic betrayal scene with the character being shot over 7 minutes. Because of the sync deal, the song itself would go on to become one of the earliest examples of a viral music meme, with the song being played in one of SNL's most popular sketches, Dear Sister. Whilst not the first example of a song being elevated to meme status, the over-the-top punchline would help to lay the foundation for more songs in the mainstream consciousness. We can see the larger ripple effect this had today, with modern pop music leading into this sensational virality, especially thanks to the explosive power of TikTok. The impact Hide and Seek had in popular music, however, goes beyond the rising prevalence and marriage of music and meme culture. Imogen has stated in many interviews over the years her love for sampling music, having crowdsourced thousands of sounds from her fans online for her following album, Ellipse. The most memorable example of her work being sampled was with Jason Derulo's What You Say, which kick-started his career after its release. A more recent practitioner of sampling in the pop scene, who was heavily influenced by Imogen, would be pop icon Ariana Grande. She would go on to recreate Good Night and Go, another popular track off of the same album, into Good Night and Go. Another big name in pop music today to be influenced by Imogen's work was Taylor Swift, who got Imogen to help produce the track Clean on her 80s synth-pop-inspired album, as well as produce on the rest of the album, which would mark Taylor's full-time transition from a country singer into a pop star. Here you can hear her signature sound on this track, with chip-tuned percussion and lighter synths scattered along some of Imogen's own backing vocals. One of the main criticisms of Speak for Yourself at the time of its release was its overproduced tracks, with many of the musical ideas being jammed into some of the production work and overpowering the more emotional aspects of the songs in comparison to her previous record, iMegaphone. However, when talking with Channel 4 News, she explained how working with Taylor as a producer allowed her to make stricter decisions. In an interview with antimusic.com, she had this to say: "I'm not ready to produce others. I think a producer, when working with real artists, should bring out the best in them and not impose their sound onto somebody else's. You need to find their sound, and right now I'm just rather good at making things sound like me." It's ironic now to know that Imogen is often asked to collaborate because of her signature sound. Imogen's use of harmonizer in Hide and Seek, inspired by Daft Punk's vocoder in Discovery and Laurie Anderson's Oh Superman, is not original in concept, and neither is Imogen's prominent use of a cappella, with albums such as Björk's Vespertine already pushing the boundaries of what the human voice can do. However, it is Imogen Heap's unique combination of the two elements of both a cappella and harmonizer that would go on to introduce a new kind of sound to a generation of new listeners, inspiring a multitude of artists such as Bon Iver with their many tracks like Woods and Creeks, Taylor Swift's Delicate off of her later album Reputation, or even Billie Eilish's track When I Was Older for the film Roma. Even outside of the pop genre, Imogen Heap's impact as a producer, innovator, and musician can be felt throughout the industry, from her extensive contributions to film, TV, and theatre, a cappella, with hide-and-seek inspiring pentatonics, folktronica, a blended genre comprised of various folk and electronica elements, and cloud rap, a subgenre of rap and hip-hop that's heavily sampled her works. Her more recent endeavours of electronic music innovation includes the Mimu Gloves, which started as a passion project. Imogen wanted to simplify her live system to invite spontaneity and find more expressive ways of composing and performing in real time. Here you can see Ariana Grande, one of the Gloves' early adopters, using them on her 2015 world tour. Whilst not as prominent in the public eye anymore, the ripple effects of Imogen Heap's impact still linger on in the artists we listen to today, and the work she's doing behind the scenes, both from a technological standpoint with blockchain and the Mimu Gloves, as well as a musical standpoint with her always innovating new ways to use electronics, just goes to show how many hearts she's captured with her drive for something more original in today's musical landscape.
What did she say?